Omar Abaye, Yud Gimel on base, last two words. Omar Abaye, Rechvei Gemalim Asurim Lechol B'Truma. Says Abaye, camel riders are not allowed to eat truma because the way they sit on the camel, they are the Motzi Zera and the Tomei Keri. Mimela, they're not allowed to eat truma. Tanam Yochi, Rechvei Gemalim Kulam Rishoim. Camel riders are all Rishoim, as we said, because the way they sit the Motzi Zera. Hasaponim Kulam Tzadikim. All the sailors or the ship people are all tzaddikim. Why? Because they're living in fear, and they're Saimech and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the way Rashi explains it. Sailors. Hachamorim, the donkey. Hachamorim, the donkey riders. Mehem Rishayim, Mehem Tzaddikim. Some of them are Rishayim, some of them Tzaddikim. What's the difference? So there's two ways of explaining it. Ikadamrei ha the mukaf, ha the loy mukaf. One is with a saddle on the donkey, and one is without a saddle. If it's with the saddle, so it's hard, and mimela he's not Motzi Zera. But if he's without it, he does Motzi Zera, so that's why he's a Rasha. Ikadamrei ha the mitaltin, ha the loy mitaltin. If they sit with leg on each side, then they're shayim. But if they sit on it all like on one side, on a side saddle, even without a saddle, doesn't matter.
It's called side saddle.
Okay, with the two legs on one side, then they're not. They can sit tzaddikim. Rabbi Yeshua. Sorry.
Why does that not apply to camel riders?
Because they don't. Because they don't. Mitzias is that they don't ride it that way.
So they have saddles.
What?
According to the first shot.
It's not a wooden saddle. It's a soft saddle that still causes them to be Motzi Zera. For Shalema to Chanarechel Bas Elisheva and Nik ben Chanarechel. For Shalema. Okay. Reb Shalom Levi, light, he would curse. Aman Degoni Apakit, someone who would lie and sleep on his back. Why? Because it could be a gnus if his aver is miskashe, and we also worry that his hands will touch his aver and he'll be Motzi Zera. So the Gemara, Ini V'Amar Yosef Prakdon Lo Yikul Kriyas Shema. Someone who's lying flat on his back should not say Kriyas Shema. Says the Gemara, Kriyas Shema Hu Lo Yikul Hod Migno Shapir Dami. What does it say? It says only Kriyas Shema he shouldn't say, but just to lie that way, or to sleep that way, or it's okay. Says the Gemara, no, Le'inyan Migno Kimatz Le Shapir Dami. To lie down if he's a little bit on his side and not flat on his back, that's enough. But to say Kriya Shema, even if he's lying on his side a little bit, that is also he has to either sit or lie completely on his side. So Rabbi Yechanan Matzle the Kol Kriya Shema. Rabbi Yechanan would lie slightly on his side and read Kriya Shema. We just said that you shouldn't. Says Gemara Shani Rabbi Yechanan the Baal Basar Hava. Rabbi Yechanan was a big guy, and it was quite hard for him.
People did not wear pajamas. People
But they were covered, obviously.
with a sheet, but not with any garment.
Yeah. Okay. Derech B'nai Yisrael. So we mentioned that a woman who is busy with taharis has to check herself also before and after tashmish. Derech B'nai Yisrael Misham Shoyz B'shnei Idim. They would use two idim, one echad loy ve'echad lo, one for him, one for her after tashmish to check and make sure that there was no blood. And the tznuis, they use a third one to check before tashmish. Now, the Mishnah now is going to talk in the Gemara also later is going to talk about what happens.
Tznuos is one before, one
Tznuos,
after?
we'll see if I did. The tznuos keep it a clean one for every time and don't reuse it. Yeah. The Gemara, the Mishnah now is going to talk about what happens if they do find blood. Okay, so in short, there are 3 times of checking. Okay, and depending on when they check and find, then there's different halachas. If they check immediately, and we'll understand soon what immediately means, they're both tamei and the chayav katas.
So yes.
We didn't go into it. details.
We had it.
If they see it,
After touching.
yeah, we're talking about after touching,
But
obviously.
even after, there's a few shlok.
Yeah, afterwards there's three times. Immediately, they're tamei and they have korban chatas. If it's after, we'll see what after means. Then they're chayav ashum talit, it's a suffix, and it's if it's after la'achar achar, then it's a machlokes Rabbi Meir and Rabbanon or Rabbi Kiva and Rabbanon. How far back, and if the husband is tamei. Okay, so we have to remember these three times. Let's see now in the Mishnah. Now, nimtzal shaloi, if on the egg that he used, okay, there's blood, tmei v'chayavim korban. It doesn't matter when it's found, okay, even later on, we say the blood is from her, and they're both tamei, tuma shiva, like a niddah and a boil niddah, and v'chayav korban chatos. Nimtzal shaloi. Now what happens if it's found on hers? So here we have the difference. Oisyaim, if it's found immediately after Tashmish, Tmeim v'chayim korban. The Tomei and the Chayav korban. Nimtzal shelo la'achar zman. If it's found in hers later on, Tmeim misofek upsurim min korban. The Tomei misofek, and the patur from a korban from chatos.
So what's the time period?
We'll see. What is this time period? This, what is this time that's after? That she should have enough time to get off the bed and wipe herself. That is after. Okay, we'll see
This is after?
No, this is after.
It's just out.
That's right. And after, metama me'esleis, she's metama. If they're up to the after, meaning after this time of getting off the bed and wiping us up, we'll see in the Gemara. Tomorrow, I don't know if we'll get to it today, depending on how much I want to leave for Ellie. So if it's later on, so she's metama me'esleis, as a regular re'iyah, she's metama backwards, 24 hours, but there's a machlekes, what's the din of the husband? So Chachamim say the eino metamis ba'ela. Her husband is not tamei. He's not tamei shiva. Rabbi Kiva Eimer af metamis ba'ela. Her husband is also tamei safek tumah shiva because she's metamei backwards now, 24 hours. Her husband is also tamei. Moedim Chachamim Rabbi Kiva beroya kesem shemetama is ba'ela. If she sees a even achar, she's metame her husband. Okay, we'll see in the Gemara exactly what it means.
24 hours these days was a knas.
Sorry?
Was that not a knas? Or something?
It's knas.
But she has.
Knas.
Not knas, but
Zera drabon.
It's later. Yeah.
because we want to encourage them to be boiling. So why does he have to?
Because he was boiled in that period of time, so he's tamim, he's suffered. Because of the suffix, we don't know when it started. Now that this is done, we'll go back 24 hours. Okay, says the Gemara of Nechush. We said if the blood was found immediately on hers or on his even later on, we said that tamei vadai, right, and the chayav korban. Says the Gemara of Nechush. Dilma dam achalesu. Why don't we worry? Maybe it is blood from lice or some other
Bite.
mite.
Bite.
A bite of a knife.
Amav Zera, says Rav Zera, also in Makoim, Baduku etzel Ma'acheles. Vikadamri Dochuku etzel Ma'acheles. Says Rav Zera, that place is a place where we know for sure these creatures, whatever, the lice, whatever, don't go there. Or the second shot is, it is so tight over there that it can't get in. So then, if there is blood, we know for sure that it is not from an external source, and we say for sure she is Tamei Vadai. My Benaihu, what's the difference between these two pshatim if it's not a usual mokaim or if it's too dark, if it's too tight? That they found on the aid a dead lice, not exactly where the blood is, but a little bit further down on the aid. So the half lishna the arma bodoku hama. according to what we said, that is a place where a ma'acheles, lice does not go in there. So this that you have now, a ma'acheles on this aid, it came as she took it, as she wiped it, so it came from somewhere else. It's not from that place. But according to the Pshat that says that it's too tight, maybe by him doing the be'ilah at the time of the be'ilah, when he pushed it in, it went in and it got smushed, and that's where the ma'acheles came from. So we could be toile that the blood that she sees on the aid is not her blood, but ma'acheles
Why
blood.
doesn't the Gemara even say it's different colored blood? Like it's different shades of blood.
The spoon. Thank you.
Because even if you see a shade of a blood, that's usually a ma'acheles, it's still tummy. If it's a
It's very small, like a lice.
so.
Sorry.
Mosquito, you see a lot of blood.
I don't know what the size of lice were then. I don't know. I mean, truthfully, if you kill a lice, I don't think there's any blood. Is there? Okay. Fine. Itma.
You field trip.
Vodka be'ed hapoduklo. V'tochatu b'irecho. She did a bedika with an aid that she knows that was clean, and afterwards she wiped it on her thigh. Ulamachar, the next morning, matzah aleho dam, and she found blood on her thigh. Omarav tmei niddah. We say this blood that's there is for sure from the aid. Is mimela, she's for sure tamei niddah. We don't worry that it's maybe from somewhere else. We say she is for sure tamei niddah, because we know that the aid was clean before she did the bedika. In the past when you taught us this halacha, you told us that she worries maybe she's in niddah, not vadai. It's only a suffix. That's it. Rav didn't answer. Okay? So what they explain here is that Rav was chayzer by, and he changed his mind, and he said that it's vadai.
We don't do any taliyas, we're not toilet on anything.
That's right. We say vadai. In such a case, we
No
know for
tears.
sure that the aid is for sure clean, and she did a bedika immediately, and she wiped it on herself, then we say for sure that is from there. Okay. Next case. Itma. Bodka be'aid she'enei boduklo. She used an aid, she didn't check before and if it's clean or not. Ve'inichatu bekufso. She put it in a box. She didn't check it in the night. And the next day she finds in the blood. So now we worry, where's this blood come from? Was the blood on the aid from before she checked? Or is it from her? Now explains Rashi, we don't bring over here the case of wiping it on herself also, because then it will be two sfeikus. Okay, so that's why we're not talking about that case. We're talking about that she sees this, that exact aid she still has, but we don't know if the aid was clean when she did the bedika or not. Rabbi Chia, all his life, he said that she is tamei something. Okay, and then he said she's tar. Says the Gemara Ibailahu. What does this tamei and tar mean? Do we say that his whole life he said she's tamei vadai, she's a niddah, and then when he got older he changed his mind and he said no, it's a suffix, and she's tamei not because of the niddah, she's tamei because of kesem. Or to start with, he said it's a suffix and it's a kesem, and then he changed his mind and he said that she is completely tar. Toshma, Ditanya, we have in the Brisa, Bodka be'echen badukla, the same case. Okay, she had an aid that she didn't check, and she used it to check herself, and she put it in a box. The next morning she finds it in the blood. What's the din? Rabbi mishum niddah. Okay, Rabbi says niddah. Rabbi Chia says kesem. Rabbi Chia says to Rabbi, yeah, Rabbi says Rab. Says to his Rabbi, don't you say that the amount of blood that has to be on this aid has to be the size of a gris and a little bit more? But if it's less than that, we could say that it came from a machayeles. Don't you agree with that? Says Rabbi, yeah, you're right. I do agree. So says to Rabbi Chia, if you're saying a certain size, now the whole din that we know that there's a shear of a size of blood is only by ksamim, only by stains. Okay? By regular Eidim, that you do a regular Badika, even there's a drop of blood, Kachardal, she's tummy. Okay? If blood is found as a dinim of Ksamim, then there's a din that has to be a gris or more. So says Rav Chia, if you're telling me over here that the amount of blood has to be there, has to be a certain size, that means you're treating it as a kesem. So you have to say that it's a din of a kesem that it's tamim misafek and not tumas nida.
But it's on the Bedika cloth?
Yeah, we're talking about it was found in the bedika. But she didn't do a bedika as we know as a bedika. She wiped herself. After Tashmish, she just wiped herself. She didn't do a bedika. She didn't put a b'cher v'zdakim. If you're b'cher v'zdakim, so then it doesn't matter the size.
What's the difference between Suffolk and Tada Tamay?
Carbon.
Tyler the Truma.
No, but don't we say she has to go back 24 hours and to touch, or that's only...
That's the mitame taharis, yeah. That's two different things. Is vadai tamei. Now, what do we bring this whole thing for? Ma'av beziknusa koyin. If Rabbi Chia is willing, on Rebbe, who's his Rav, we have to say that we talking here that he's already old. Because when he was younger, he wouldn't go. Yeah.
Dangerous.
So Rabbi Shmuel says to Rabbi, when this big guy, Rabbi Chama, comes to you, bring him over. Let's see who you're talking about. Ki also, when he came, Rabbi Shmuel asks him, ask me a kasha. Okay, well, we just said she used a cloth that she's not sure was clean. She checked herself immediately after Tashmish and she put it in a box. And the next day she finds blood. What is it in?
Who's saying to who?
So Rabbi Shmuel
Said to Rav
is
Chama
answering Rav
Bar
Chama. Yeah, Rav Chama answers Rabbi Shmuel.
Okay.
So Rabbi Shmuel says to him, I don't know what to tell you. Do I tell you like Rabbi Yossi, my father? Or do I tell you like Rabbi? Because there's a machlokes, we'll see later. Amalei kedivrei Rabbi Emily. Tell me what your Rav said, or Rabbi. Says Rabbi Shmuel, Amar Rabbi Shmuel, Zeh Shayim Malav, the Adam Gadol. He is an Adam Gadol. Heach Maniach Divrei Harav. V'Shayim Divrei Harav. Rabbi Yossi, I'm going to say, no, I want to hear what Rabbi has to say. How can you say Rabbi Yossi? Fine. My Rabbi Yossi. You were telling me, Rabbi Yossi, what was the machlokes? Learn in the Brisa about this same case, that if she used an A that's not checked, and she put in a box and found blood on the next day, is a machlokes. Rabbi and Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi is Metame, and Rabbi Yossi is the machlokes. Ukshetiher Rabbi Yossi Tanya. Inside the urine, what do we say? What's the thing? If she was making when she was standing Tameya, because we say that the dam came out and mixed into the urine. But if she was sitting. No, if it's not, it was had a lot of free time this week.
It's fine, it's safe.
Okay, so that was Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yossi Meir, Bekach Tehora. Rabbi Yossi says no. We say that the blood comes from a makkah and not from Niddah. So what do we see? So we see here that Rabbi Meir has a suffix here. Okay, right? If it's from the urine or not. So if she's standing, we say that's coming from there. Okay? So that is what we explained, that Rabbi, when he says Tameh, he goes according to Rabbi Meir. the reason that Rabbi Meir says that she is tamei if she's standing is just out din of kesem as suffix. Veilu Rabbi mishum nida kalma, and Rabbi paskin that she's tamei nida, but she's tamei vadai. So how does Rabbi Zera say that Rabbi goes according to Rabbi Meir? Omalei, so Rabbi Ashi answered him back. Anan halchi kamrinan ki itma hahi mishum nida itma. Where it says that when Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Chanina explains Rabbi Meir, it's not that he's saying that Rabbi Meir says it out din of kesem. Rabbi Meir really says it out din of nida, asvadai, and that therefore Rabbi Meir when he says it's tamei, Rabbi when he says it's tamei, it's going according to Rabbi Meir. Okay. Nimtza shela oishem tmein. Okay, if it's found in her cloth immediately, the tamei and the chav korban chatas. Tono abonon ezehu shiul versus. What is this oishem that we said in the Mishnah that they tamei? Mashal, this we saw. Mashal l'shamash ve'ed. L'shaim dim b'tzad ha'mashkef. It's as if the aver and this aid are standing exactly by the place. This is the time. Both of them are right there. The second one comes out, the other one goes in. That is an immediate check. So this explains the Gemara. We have to say that in our case that she's checking after Tashmish, we're talking about only a kinuach, only a wipe from the outside, and not a regular bedika that we know, because a regular bedika takes more time. At Mimela, it's not considered Oisem that they told me immediately, so we have to say that we're talking here only about a wipe check and not a real bedika.
It's interesting that the switches.
Also,
The reason is that Rashi explains earlier on Daf Vav, they bring that this is actually a Greek word.
what?
Osyan?
Osyan, yes.
Yeah, Evesius. So if you look at the word Asia, you see it's an Vav and a Tav. That's a should be a Samach. So it's
That's it.
Evesius, right? Now that's a bit like the word in English of afterthought. Yeah, after soon. Eft is after, right? So that's that part. However, when you say the word Evesius, it sounds like Veses. So in other places they wrote the Greek word Veses, and sometimes they use both. So,
Okay. But it's interesting also that we see that the word Veses is used in several places as different things.
Different ways, different meanings.
Yeah. Okay. Nimtza al shelo la'achar zman. We said if it's found later on. Say about why didn't our Mishnah say that they chayav Hashem totally? Why did they just put them in a korban jala? We saw this in the past. You have to have, in order to be chayav Hashem totally, you have to have two things in front of you: one that's good, one that's not good. And then you don't know which one you had. Meaning you had a piece of fat and a piece of chaylev, and you ate one of them, or you have your wife and chicken. In such a case, you're not chayav Hashem totally. Okay. Now, this is a sugya that goes on a little bit to next page. Okay, let's try and do it. Okay. Eli will be very happy. Okay. Ezu achar zman. So we said, after what's considered achar zman, so we said if she goes off the bed and wipes herself. So the Gemara V'amini, Ezehu achar zman, what is considered achar zman? Piresh Rablaza Bar Tzodek, Kidei shetoishish yodo tachas hakaro, tachas hakeses, v'titol eid v'tibdek b'od. What did he say? The time is that she puts her hand under the pillow, pulls out this aid, okay, and wipes herself while she is still on the bed, without getting off the bed. Mashma that getting off the bed and checking herself already is a longer time. That licha'ura should be achar achar. Rav Chisda, my achar achar achar. Number 3. Voktani alo. It says in the Mishnah, Nimtza shelo achar zman, tmein misafek tul min hakorban. Ezehu achar zman kedei shterem min hamitu v'tadiach poneh. We just said that what? The din of achar meaning that's stage number 2, okay, is that Tama Misafek. And how can you say that the explanation of getting off the bed, which the Mishnah says is Achar, that's really number 3, Achar. So the Gemara, Achar Zman, כדי שתושיט ידו לתחת הקר ולתחת הכסף ותיטול עד ותבדק בו. Achar is an aid in her hand, okay, and she gets off the bed and checks. Or if she doesn't have an aid, 2 is one of 2 things. Either she has it in her hand, she takes it out of the pillow. Stage number 3 is that she doesn't have it in her hand and she gets off the bed.
And stage number 1 is what?
Immediately.
No,
With
everybody
what?
agrees.
With
So
an
it's
aid.
Where's the aid?
Right there.
Right there.
Right there. As soon as it's out,
It's not in her hand?
As soon as he's
It's in
out,
her hand.
But it's in her hand.
You have to say so.
Right, so the second stage is also it's in her hand.
No.
According to, they said there's
But
2.
not Oisha, not again. We said
The
what's
second is not,
Oisha?
it's not immediately.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, Meisvei.
On the first shlav, everybody agrees.
It's immediate.
It's the same. It's the same.
Right, no. The question is where's the aid at that moment? Is it in her hand, pillowcase, next to her, holding it? What's
Okay. Meisvei is the Gemara and Rav Ashi. Ezu Achazman. What is this Achazman? Yes, stage number 2. That the Tomei Misafek. Dovel Zeh Shal Ablazal Bab Tzadik Lefnei Chachamim Be'usha. Ve'omar Lahem. Shema Rabbi Akiva Atem Omrim Shemitama is Bayala. Are you asking like Rabbi Akiva that says that 24 hours back he's Tomei and it's also Mitame her husband? Amulai Lo Shamanu. So they says, no, we didn't hear the shear of the din of Achar Zman, but we don't hold like Rabbi Akiva. We hold that the Tomei from now, the husband is not Tomei. Amalahem kach pershu chachamim b'yavne. לא אישה עשה כדי שתרד מן המיטה ותדיח את פניה. תך זמן הוא זה, וטמאים מסופק ופטורים מכל במחבים באשם תלוי. If it was less than the time of getting off the bed, okay, and checking, that is the time, stage number 2, Achar Zman, that they're Tameh Misafek and Patur from Karba. And the Chayav Hashem Tali. Sha'asa, but if she waited longer than that, Kedei shetered min hamita v'tadiach es panea, Achar Zman hu zeh. V'chein, me'es le'es, or you take off this Kshashasa, me'es le'es u'mkido l'pkido. Bayel ha'mitam mishum mago ve'en ha'mitam mishum bayel. Okay, so if it's past the time of getting off the bed, that is considered already achar achar, and that is the time of that she's tamei meis le'es, and the husband machlokes Rabbi Akiva and Chachamim. Rabbi Yehuda ben Nesha Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai omer bala nichnas lehechol maktik teiros. Okay, not only is he not tamei as boil niddah, he's tar completely. He could go into the Beis Hamikdash and be makriv.
Why not Tumas Maga?
That's what he says. No, you don't worry about Tumas Maga. The Gzera is only about Taharis and not about husband. We'll see. The Gemara Viter, meaning tomorrow, Kelly will have to explain it.
There's too much carry that he has.
No, no,
Oh, the Gemara talks about it later.
Exactly
You'll see tomorrow. If you don't have patience, it could be the Gemara Viter.
Thank you.
Says the Gemara, Bishlam ala Rav Chisda. No. No, לא גמר, he didn't finish. Bishlam ala Rav Chisda, haynu mitari rabbanon. Mele according to Rav Chisda, that says that getting off is already achar achar, that's why the metar. Ela Rav Ashi, amay mitari rabbanon. He says that she has to hold it in her hand. V'chitei mod ein eid biyada, ha'eid biyada v'ein eid biyada. Maybe like, according to Rav Ashi, the difference is she holding the eid, she's not holding the eid. Says the Gemara, Kasha.
You know what? Even if he didn't finish it,
5 minutes, we don't have to go.
no, even if he didn't finish it, it doesn't make sense. I'm a stabber because anyways, little drops come out.